Gwen Stefani shares what caused her PTSD years since her last studio album. Singer Gwen Stefani recently released her fourth original album, Bouquet. The star, who is also known for her work on The Voice and her marriage to Blake Shelton, first rose to fame with the band No Doubt. Recently, Stefani has opened up about her influences and work over the years, including something that gave her PTSD. Gwen Stefani has gone from lead singer to solo act to reality show coach during her time with No Doubt. Stefani served as a founding member, songwriter, and vocalist. Some of their more prominent early songs include Don't Speak and Just a Girl. In 2004, Gwen Stefani released her solo album, Love, Angel, Music, Baby, which saw the release of What You Waiting For, Rich Girl, and Hollaback Girl. This in turn was followed up by The Sweet Escape. Stefani would later enter the world of reality television when she joined The Voice as a coach for its 7th season. She would later rejoin the panel during the 12th season and would become something of a recurring judge throughout the years. In addition, Stefani has occasionally reunited with No Doubt. Notably, she joined them for a reunion show for Coachella 2024, marking the first time they played together since 2015. As previously reported, Stefani had also planned a big tour with the group around the same time. However, it's believed she backed out of it due to commitments with The Voice. With the release of Bouquet, Stefani recently opened up about what influences her as an artist. While speaking with USA Today, Stefani was particularly asked how much of an influence her husband Blake Shelton was on her music. The star also discussed her time with No Doubt, as the star shared, "It would be weird if he wasn't. I got married 3 years ago and engaged the year before that." She also noted that she had been writing the album for 4 years, so yeah, for sure. "Everyone will think it's been so long since you put new music out, but I don't have a lot of music out there considering how old I am. It's always taken me so long." As Stefani continued, she also highlighted her past time with No Doubt. "It took 9 years for No Doubt to put Tragic Kingdom out. And Return of Saturn was coming off this huge worldly success and coming back after being on tour for 2 years." The star also confessed to having awkward feelings over the past album. As she shared, "That was a different pressure. I can't listen to that album. There is so much truth in that record as to what I was going through. It's like peaceful for me to listen to it, and people come to me and say that's their favorite album, which is weird to me." Have you listened to Gwen Stefani's new album? Make sure you come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest TV and celebrity news. Gwen Stefani is no stranger to the public eye. From her early days as the energetic frontwoman of No Doubt to her rise as a solo pop sensation, Stefani has navigated decades of fame, personal transformations, and countless professional shifts. With her signature style and her distinct voice, she has become an emblem of resilience and creativity in an industry known for its highs and lows. However, behind the glitz, glamour, and hit records, Stefani has faced personal battles that for the longest time were hidden from her fans and the world. Recently, in a candid interview, Stefani opened up about a part of her life that has caused her significant emotional distress, what she described as PTSD, triggered by a series of personal events. For someone whose public persona has always radiated confidence and self-assurance, this admission shed light on a more vulnerable side of the pop star. But what exactly caused this trauma, and how has it affected her? The perfect storm. Public breakup and personal heartache. One of the most challenging periods of Gwen Stefani's life was her very public breakup with her ex-husband Gavin Rossdale. Stefani and Rossdale were married for 13 years, a relationship that the public often saw as a rock-solid union between two powerful figures in music. Rossdale, the frontman of the band Bush, and Stefani seemed to have it all: success, family, and love. Yet, beneath the surface, their relationship was unraveling, and Stefani had to grapple with emotional turmoil that no hit song or stage performance could heal. Stefani revealed that the breakdown of her marriage left her feeling as though her entire world had crumbled. It wasn't just the end of a relationship, it was the disintegration of her personal identity. She had built a family, had children with Rossdale, and had imagined a future that now seemed impossible. Learning that her then-husband had been unfaithful shattered the foundations of her trust, and with that came a wave of deep emotional pain and confusion. The betrayal cut even deeper as the media circled around the details of their separation. Stefani admitted that dealing with the public scrutiny and tabloid headlines added an extra layer of trauma to an already devastating personal loss. Every time she opened a magazine or turned on the TV, there were stories about her marriage and Rossdale's affair. This constant invasion into her private life made it nearly impossible to heal in peace. "It was like living in a fishbowl," she once said in an interview. "Every time I tried to take a step forward, I was reminded of the pain." The emotional fallout. Gwen's PTSD. The emotional fallout from the breakup and betrayal was severe. Stefani confessed that in the aftermath, she began to experience symptoms that mirrored post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. PTSD is typically associated with those who have endured extreme events, like soldiers returning from combat or individuals who have survived life-threatening situations. For Stefani, the emotional betrayal and public humiliation brought on intense psychological trauma. She described experiencing anxiety, panic attacks, and sleepless nights. Ordinary things like going to public events or being interviewed triggered her in ways they hadn't before. Even her creative outlets, like writing music or performing, which had once been her sanctuary, now felt like insurmountable challenges. In her own words, it was as if she couldn't find solid ground anymore. The emotional safety net she once felt, both personally and professionally, had disappeared. Stefani shared how she struggled to make sense of the conflicting emotions she felt. "I was angry, devastated, and confused. It felt like I didn't know who I was anymore." The once self-assured performer was now second-guessing her instincts, questioning her decisions, and feeling the weight of the public's gaze in ways that eroded her self-confidence. Finding her voice again for Gwen Stefani, the path to recovery wasn't a linear one. She had to navigate through emotional landmines, working hard to reclaim the sense of self she felt she had lost. Part of her healing process involved turning to the one thing that had always been a constant in her life: music. Writing became a therapeutic tool, a way to channel the emotions she was grappling with. Instead of burying her pain, she decided to use it to fuel her creativity. The result was This Is What the Truth Feels Like, an album that acted as a cathartic release for Stefani. The lyrics were raw and personal, addressing the hurt and confusion she had experienced. Songs like "Used to Love You" were filled with the heartbreak of her failed marriage, while tracks like "Make Me Like You" signaled a shift towards healing and finding new love. It was an album that marked a new chapter in her life, one where vulnerability and strength coexisted. Stefani has said that the album was an important step in her emotional recovery, as it allowed her to process her trauma in a productive and empowering way. Instead of allowing the emotional wounds to define her, she chose to redefine herself through her art. This resilience, combined with the support of her fans and loved ones, helped her find her footing again. New love, new beginnings. One of the most surprising turns in Gwen Stefani's life was her unexpected relationship with fellow musician Blake Shelton. The two met while working together as coaches on The Voice, and they bonded over their shared experiences of going through public divorces. Shelton had recently split from his ex-wife, country star Miranda Lambert, and Stefani was still reeling from the breakdown of her own marriage. What began as a friendship blossomed into a romance, with Shelton becoming a key part of Stefani's healing journey. Their relationship, though unexpected, has been marked by mutual support and understanding. Shelton, known for his down-to-earth personality, provided Stefani with a sense of stability and comfort during a tumultuous time. In many ways, their love has helped her rebuild her life, offering her a new sense of hope and happiness.